All right, thank you, Anna. Like Anna said, my name is Jess Deer. I am the registered dietitian for UW Dining, and I'm also the systems manager for dining. So all of our point of sale system, our food service management database, and our DubGrub app as well. And I'm here today with Mark.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mark Whiteley, the Purchasing and Project Specialist with UW Dining. I've been with HFS and University of Washington for just a little over a year, and the main areas of my responsibility are sourcing products for retail food sales, as well as all of our compostable containers and utensils, other materials that are used in the dining process.
And so for our overview today, we'll discuss the benefits and importance of sustainable food systems on campus. We will discuss the OZ reusable container program, compostable wares. We'll discuss our dining campus partners, who they are and how we work with them. In particular, we'll focus on UW Pantry and UW Farm. We will discuss our purchasing standards and also our food waste reduction. So by the end of this presentation, you should be able to list key benefits of the UW Dining sustainability efforts, recognize our processes that support the sustainability, and identify our campus partners and how we collaborate them for more sustainable actions across campus. And for a quick summary for the UW Sustainability Action Plan, there are two key main targets that we as the UW Dining Department focus on, and it's really about looking at that local sources of food, so partnering with local vendors and focusing on plant-based options. Both of those Mark and I will touch upon, and then also targeting on solid waste reduction, both using compostable wares and also focusing on our food waste.
So as we progress, we have benefits and importance of sustainable food systems on campus. So historically, and for a couple decades now, UW Dining has been a leader in sustainable food systems within the educational sphere for colleges, universities, and even K-12 school systems. And we've done this through a variety of different means, sourcing sustainable products. We'll talk more about advancing some of our plant-based menu items in a bit. But in turn, a lot of it has to do with food systems as a whole, as we're, the UW Dining community is like its own small city here on campus, and we're supporting anywhere from 30 to 50,000 people who are looking to dine. So again, how much impact does food have? We're talking about some of the UW goals and sustainability, with our partners through those offices on campus, either UW Sustainability or UW Recycle. So again, a quarter of emissions come from food when we're talking about greenhouse gases. So when we talk about carbon neutrality, this has a major impact, and our department feels very involved in wanting to improve that situation as we move forward towards the fruition of those goals. And again, if we're talking about that percentage of emissions being 26% from food, where is that coming from? Well, the majority is from animal products, and you can see on the middle slide on this screen that beef, lamb, and dairy products play a huge role in that. So again, this drives some of our focus to move away from some of those items, not only for healthy eating within the UW Dining community, but to achieve some of the goals as far as the UW Sustainability Office's broader goals for the campus. A friendlier diet, again, we're not talking about changing your entire meal plan every day. What we're talking about is making some incremental changes so that you can have an impact on a personal basis. So again, if you look at my last slide to the right, friendlier diet, you don't have to give up meat altogether. You can make a difference even just shrinking the size, eating less meat on a weekly, monthly basis, and again, seeking out some plant-based menu options that maybe you haven't tried yet. So yeah, if we could just make those incremental changes, you can see the percentages there. Even replacing beef and lamb with other meat helps by 20%. Replacing meat and dairy with plant-based items can have an increased impact. But of course, going to a full vegetarian or vegan diet is going to be the most impactful. And we want to make sure we offer people those opportunities here on campus. One way that I impact what we're discussing today doesn't particularly have to do with the food itself, but how the food is presented. So back in 2019, working with an organization here on campus called SEED, a student organization, we were able to launch the OZ container program. What coincided with that launch was the pandemic. So obviously the on-campus population shrunk drastically and impacted the launch of the program. Since that time, our unit director, Robert Bickham, has decided that it's in everyone's interest here on campus to go full force into the OZ container program. So as of this fall, we were able to distribute 8,500 free tokens so that all incoming students could enter the program and get a free OZ container upon their first visit to one of our residential dining sites, either Local Point or Center Table. The program is fairly simple. You can take the metal token, and actually a next phase of our program will be to go to a digital program using a smart device to save you from having to keep track of that token. But basically, presenting the token at one of our residential dining sites, your food would then be served in an OZ reusable container. We've purchased those in a 6x9 format at this point, and it's in lovely UW purple. Once they complete their meal, basically just scrape out any remaining food scrap, and the container can be collected in one of the collection machines, either at Center Table or Local Point. In turn, we'll wash that container, sanitize it, and put it back into reuse. OZ is saying these containers can last 1,000 washes. We're in the process of testing that to see how far we can go. But the idea is that we're taking away all of either the single-use compostable or recyclable products that food would have been served in that would have ended up in the landfill, and going to more of a sustainable practice of a reusable container. These containers are made out of polypropylene plastic, but OZ provides us free shipping to return any damaged or basically scratched containers that they will in turn grind down to production pellets and use that to produce new containers. So closed loop system keeps that plastic contained, allows us to save a lot of waste, and in turn, the cost of purchasing all those single-use compostable containers is being reduced. We can pass that savings then on to the UW dining community in our pricing at as far as our dining plans and pricing of menu items. So again, continuing to engage with them on non-compostables is exciting, and we'll continue to grow that program over time. The next phase would roll that out to our retail dining sites, and as I've mentioned, using a virtual program for the tokens, so it's a little bit easier to manage by the individual. We do still source a variety of compostable products here on campus. The goal would be to have a 100% set of compostable containers for utilization of food service. So UW Dining partners with sustainable-minded leaders in the compostable products industry. Some of those partners, a newer partner on scene here on campus is World Centric. They were able to table with us at the last Dog Days events and will be featured during Earth Week coming up next month. Eco Products, a continuing compostable container company that we've worked with for several years, providing a great set of products to our dining facilities. InnoPack is, again, a compostable container company providing predominantly our number 1 and number 2 takeout boxes you would find at our salad bars. TerraVive, I should say, is a new company that I'm engaging with to continue to source new and improved compostable products. And then we have some off-campus partners that collect a lot of this waste and take it to the appropriate facility. Recology being our recycling partner here on campus, and Cedar Grove being our exclusive compostable partner, hauling those items to their sites and putting those items back to work either as composted soil amendment from Cedar Grove, or Recology obviously using those to return back into new recycled products. What's the reasoning behind this? Well, A, we're trying to save money, as we talked about, but in turn, we're trying to achieve the UW Sustainability Action Plan goal of reducing our solid waste going off campus by 10%. I think we're moving in the right direction. I was just reviewing one of the waste reports from UW Recycle earlier this morning. So excited where that's headed. And as I'd mentioned, reducing the costs associated with waste removal. The highest cost, obviously, is hauling waste to the landfill. We can save money across all UW dining units by moving as much as we can of the waste stream to either recycling or to compost. Looking at what we have that's compostable, we can look at food product, and this has become somewhat of an area of focus as a lot of compostable product seems to end up in recycling. We could call that either wish cycling, hoping that it's a recyclable product when sometimes it's not, or maybe just not understanding the full availability of compostable products here at the University of Washington. So obviously no plastic, no metal, no glass, no liquids, but a variety of food product is compostable. And in turn, a lot of the packaging involved with that food, we're trying to make sure is also compostable. A few drawbacks would be items that need to be heated in a microwave, but I'm working on some alternative sourcing there. But as you look at some of these guides that I've brought in from either Washington State Department of Ecology on the left, all of this compostable packaging, food, and that includes soiled packaging as well, which is a real drawback to recycling. Recycled items need to be clean and dry. That translates into signage here on campus, either posted at all of our waste stations around campus, landfill, compost, and recycling. And UW Recycling actually maintains 13 locations with actual three-dimensional shadow boxes showing the authentic items so that you can match them up and dispose of them properly. We've recently engaged in, as of January 1, House Bill 1799, which translated into Washington State's new compostable labeling law. And I've been working diligently to source products that are going to adhere to that law to continue to be a leader in the industry. So what are we trying to achieve here? Well, it's adherence to uniform production standards and practices and establishing standardized labeling so that the consumer will be able to easily see that this is a compostable product. This will increase our compost that's accepted at Cedar Grove and increase our amount of compost, working towards that sustainability goal of 10% waste reduction. So we have authorized government agencies are going to pursue false claims of compostable or biodegradable products, and enforcement on this will begin on July 1st with a structure of fines and education, hopefully, to help correct any problems. So here on the campus, we have several partners that help us achieve these goals. A few have been mentioned, but let's take a quick review. UW Recycling is a great partner. Again, they run and administer all of the waste collection sites here on campus. They maintain relationships with Cedar Grove, Recology, and other partners off campus to collect and remove this waste. And in turn, they project out a variety of sustainable practices, education points, and other elements that add to achieving our UW sustainability goals. That leads us to the University of Washington Sustainability Office. I work quite a bit with that office on a weekly basis to help achieve those goals, reporting some of our progress here at UW Dining towards those goals. And in turn, we're going to reformulate the action plan this year as far as the campus is concerned from that office. So glad to be a partner there and happy to be able to input. UW Farm, a fantastic partner for UW Dining. What a great piece to have here right on campus is a all organic, hyper local source of produce that we can purchase for our different UW dining sites. We work hand in hand with Perry and her team to purchase as much of that product as we can, either at production and food sites like Local Point, Center Table, or the Hub. Also available for direct sale at the district markets when you're looking for whole produce items. SEED, I'd mentioned prior. This is Students Engaged in Environmental Dedication, a great student-run organization, very much involved in sustainability efforts. They're going to be assisting me in spring quarter with some tabling about OZ to try and spread the word about our reusable container program, and in turn, sharing sustainability knowledge through either campus leadership or some of the other elements that they have connections to. In addition, we have several off-campus partners that we work with. What I should mention, two schools, School of Public Health in the University of Washington, and also the Evans Public School of Policy and Governance, two schools we've worked with either on sustainability projects or supporting capstone projects that they're working on. And in addition, I've been able to engage more recently with the City of Seattle and their Office of Environment and Sustainability. There, we're working on some grant opportunities to continue to advance our sustainability efforts here at the University of Washington, and also looking to source a wider variety of products from locally based and BIPOC-based farms and other vendors. Last but not least, an amazing partnership with the UW Food Pantry. They do excellent work providing free food, healthy food to anyone in need in an effort to support our, No Hungry Husky and programs. Basically, they have set up a list of products that are available to source from our different dining units with assistance from whom I should mention, Environmental Health and Safety, and in turn provide those to students and staff, even off-campus participants who are in need. Just a great way to reduce food insecurity and take care of our Huskies here on campus.
Mark, I just wanted to add, I see Perry Ackworth from UW Farm is with us today on site at the farm. Perry, just wanted to give you a quick shout out.
No doubt, fantastic partner and amazing work at the farm.
So for the UW Pantry, as Mark said, the UW Pantry provides food to students, staff, and faculty who may be experiencing short-term food insecurity. It's based in Poplar Hall. And the Housing and Food Service Department provides the physical space, the utilities, custodial support, and consultation for UW Pantry. UW Dining specifically, we donate unsold ready-to-eat food to UW Pantry. We also run donation drives in our district market. So in both locations, we do this throughout the year. However, there's a big, heavy push for it towards the end of the year. And then also our campus Starbucks locations donate to UW Pantry and became the first campus-based stores in the country to donate prepackaged food to a campus food pantry. We also work with UW Farm. So as you know, UW Farm focuses on urban agriculture and sustainability, and there are 3 locations across campus. So the Housing and Food Services Department as a whole helps with the funding of the farm manager position, and our dining administration collaborates with UW Farm staff to identify produce. So this helps to identify the produce that we're going to use in our dining menus, and so then that way that gives UW Farm some heads up in their planning of what produce to plant for the season. So based on our 2022 data, UW Dining purchased roughly $8,500 or over 650 pounds of produce from the farm. And this is directed towards our district markets where we provide that produce for purchase. And then also across campus in our dining halls for recipes as well.
So local produce, in addition to UW Farm, produce is supplied for the most part by Charlie's Produce. This is a local employee-owned company. 15 conventional growers in the Puyallup, Kent, Mount Vernon area are sourced, although they do pull from some out-of-state farmers as well. Although there are 24 growers in Eastern Washington, plus numerous packing sheds located throughout state. UW Dining actually is looking to start sourcing from other local farmers as well through some different hub and direct purchasing organizations that we're researching. So yeah, again, continue to expand those goals to support the broader UW sustainability goals on campus. A second great partner would be our that we source local eggs and dairy through would be Wilcox Family Farms. We get all natural cage-free eggs, and they were able to quickly be certified to the new Washington State laws regarding poultry and the handling of poultry. Basically had to make no corrections. They were already on board and taking care of business. They also were awarded a salmon safe certification for their operations here within the state as well. And a second great partner, Meadow Sweet. This is a local family-owned dairy distributor of milk from the Smith Brothers farm. They do pull from a few other farms to keep the stock and supply moving and consistent. Fresh milk arrives at our loading docks within 3 days of milking. And this is from all natural cows that are not treated with other things such as RBST or other, what's the term I'm looking for? Antibiotics, things of that nature, which can have an impact on the milk quality itself.
We also are a member of the Menus of Change. This is an initiative across the nation of college campuses focusing on menu concepts and principles that are sustainable and more plant forward. This is their principles slide, so you could see all of the principles outlined here. And we focus on this slide when looking at our menus and planning our menus for the next quarter. And so these are our areas that we focus on. Primarily at the moment, we're focusing on more plant-forward cuisine, more whole grains, and offering seafood once a week. But we do try to hit on all of these components as we're able to throughout the entire annual year. So I'll sit here for a minute so you could see a little bit more of this. And I can always come back to this slide as I know there's quite a lot here.
Just add to, I can send out a PDF version of the slides as well for folks who might want to revisit some of the content.
Also, some social responsibility practices. We employ over 1,000 students in HFS. I personally oversee 3. The UW Dining also continually reviews our ordering processes for waste reduction. We do provide some donations to Food and Lifeline as well. And all of these sustainability food purchasing practices have put $5 million back into our local economy each year. We also have a food service database system, and I manage this system for our department. This is Seaboard FSS. It tracks purchasing, it transfers from one unit to another of inventory or ingredients. We also track our inventory, all ingredients, recipes, the production of those recipes, and the menus, all within this one system. This standardization allows us to accurately forecast our menus so that we're not over purchasing and also overproducing throughout the quarter. We also, outside of the database, have an overproduction tracking process, and our dining staff log our overproduction after each meal period. The management then reviews these logs on a weekly basis, and they look for opportunities where we can have waste reduction in the future. Mainly, where are we overproducing, and how can we reduce that in the future to make sure we don't have future waste. This was actually launched right before the pandemic. So the data now has seen us drop to pretty much nothing around the pandemic, and then slowly begin to increase with our food waste as we began to open up a bit more. Now that we're fully open again, we can actually see that our food waste is reducing back to those pandemic closure levels. So this weekly review is actually showing progress in our waste reduction. So in summary, UW Dining does have sustainability efforts that contribute to the UW Sustainability Action Plan. And we do focus on reducing food insecurity here across campus. We collaborate with numerous partners across campus and in the local area to provide these sustainability efforts. We purchase local, we purchase fresh as much as possible. And we use a database management system to help reduce over-purchasing. And we have a food waste tracking system to help monitor and reduce our overproduction as well. And that is it. So thank you.